Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Front Row Access Podcast. I am your host, Stephen Russo, and he's not speaking right now, but that is my co-host, Gavin Cooney. So today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be going over the 2024 Royal Rumble. Damn, English is a hard language to speak. I'm going to go over all the matches that are on the card. We're going to go over our predictions, who's going to win. We're going to go over all the Royal Rumble matches and the title matches that are going to be included. But before we get started, of course, Pepsi, hit us up. You know what to do. You got Major Melon over on Gavin's end. Got Code Red on my end. Looking forward to a good show. I promise
Yeah.
I will market your product perfectly. Now, before we get into the Royal Rumble, though, we do have a bit of a news update for you, and it's a rather unfortunate tiding for our current World Heavyweight Champion in Seth freaking Rollins. Gavin, let us know what's going on with that.
So we're recording this on a Sunday, and we don't exactly know the entire situation with Seth freaking Rollins. How, However, we do know that he is slated to open up Raw tomorrow with an update on his health and future as the World Heavyweight Champion. What
Because
we do know is he got injured in his match against Jinder Mahal last week. What
banger
we
match.
also know is that the injury has to do with his MCL and meniscus. Now, I got to be honest, not a Ryback fan, not at all after all of the like crying he does with CM Punk coming back. But Ryback was useful on TikTok for this thing. He spoke about what the injury types would mean. There's 3 grades of MCL tears, and if it is true that Seth Rollins only has a grade 1 MCL tear and the partially torn meniscus, in theory, he could just tape it up and keep going. But if he wants a full recovery as fast as possible, he could be out and fully recover in 4 to 6 weeks. For once, Ryback was useful. I'll give him that.
Holy fucking shit. For once,
I
Ryback
know,
actually
right?
said something that wasn't complete bullshit out of his own mouth. Shots
But
fired.
if it's a grade 3 tear, he could be out for several months.
Yeah. Ooh. So, we really don't know what the future is going to hold for Mr. Seth freaking Rollins. Of course, we're going to wish all the health in the world for him, and hopefully he'll be able to make it to WrestleMania and be able to give us the great matches that he always puts on. But until then, we're really just at a lack of knowledge right now, and we're going to find out tomorrow night on Raw. But we got to get this little podcast out here now. That's why we're doing it so early. It's because Gavin's actually going to be present for the Royal Rumble. He's going down to Tampa, Florida, and he's going to Tropicana Field, and he's going to watch the entire event live and in person. So, Gavin, what you feel about that?
Feel great about it.
Surely it's very exciting. When are you leaving, by the way?
I will be leaving on Friday morning.
Friday morning. I thought you were leaving sooner than that. Honestly, if I'm being, if I'm gonna be real, I thought you'd be leaving like tomorrow. So then you just spend the whole time in Florida. But then again, classes are starting back up. Or actually, they already
Well, yeah,
started for you.
it's the first week of classes. Kind of shouldn't miss a whole lot of that. On top of that, I mean, it's a lot of money to be staying there that long.
Yeah, this is true. So you said Friday night you're gonna be there, or Friday morning?
Yeah. Adding one more day to that trip would have added more than $1,000 to the trip.
Yeah, we got to save that money. I mean, obviously we got college to do. We got bills to pay. You know how it goes.
We broke out here.
We broke out here, y'all. We are fucking a bunch of broke college kids. So I mean, what else is new? But anyway, guys. So unfortunately, that is the case for Seth freaking Rollins as of right now. But he still put on quite the banger match with Jinder Mahal,
Yeah,
despite the
hopefully he doesn't have to vacate the title and he's able to hold it into WrestleMania, which he's never done.
yeah. He's never gone in.
Never He's taken titles out of WrestleMania, but he's never taken a title to WrestleMania.
All I'm saying is that
Not at least not a world title. I'm not sure if he did it with a mid card title.
I don't, not to my knowledge. He might have walked in as a United States champion once. That might have been a long time ago though. I went through a brief moment in time from like maybe 2017 to like 2022 where I wasn't really watching a whole bunch but still kind of keeping up with it, you know what I mean? So like I wasn't going crazy like I have
Yeah.
been the past couple of years. But yeah, so I'm not sure. But he definitely definitely has not walked into WrestleMania as the champion. He's walked out. I mean, that was one of the greatest WrestleMania fucking moments ever when he cashed in his Money in the Bank. Yeah, heist of the century. So I mean, unfortunate. That was not unfortunate. Why the fuck am I saying unfortunately? Jesus Christ, where's my mind today? Ugh, forgot to wake up this morning, guys, and then fuck it, we're making a podcast. But
Man woke up from my text message.
on God, I really did. But so guys, Royal Rumble's a pretty big event. This is like Christmas to us wrestling fans. Honestly, this entire season from now until April when WrestleMania goes down, which by the way, guys, I'm going to be present for WrestleMania in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, April 6th and 7th. So I'm very much looking forward to that.
Well, don't worry, Steve. I'll let you know who you're going to be watching in the main event.
I mean, I'm going to be watching anyway, but yeah, you get to actually see it happen. But shit, it's going to be crazy. So, guys, for those of y'all that don't know, because like I got quite a mixed fan base on here. I got music, MMA, and wrestling. I'm kind of a big mumbo jumbo little enigma in this little box that we call a computer screen. So, Royal Rumble, for those of y'all that don't know, it is a very important event in WWE. It really does set the course for how WrestleMania is going to look. And now, also, WrestleMania is the biggest WWE PLE pay per view. I keep saying calling pay per views. I've been calling them pay per views my whole life. It's tough to call them PLEs. But every single pay per
I mean,
what's that?
the idea is there.
Yeah. So it's one of the WrestleMania is the most important pay per view. That's where like everything kind of cultivates. But January is the first step getting there. So Royal Rumble match, we got 30 superstars that are declared for the match. The rules are as follows: you got to throw your opponent off the top over the top rope. If they're over the top rope, they are eliminated and can no longer compete. You got 30 men, 30 women, whichever match is going out, whether it's the women's or the men's. But 30 competitors. Only one of them survives to the very end, and every superstar comes out intermittently. I believe every about 3 minutes they come out, roughly.
I, yeah, I think it's about three. I think.
Every 3 minutes, I believe a new superstar comes out, and Royal Rumble does is because it's so unpredictable. You don't know who's going to come out next. That countdown
And mind you,
ensues. What's up?
I've never actually watched a Royal Rumble.
You know what? Yeah, you know what it is though. So
I know what it is, but I've never watched it. My first Rumble will be in person,
that's
which
fucking
is
crazy,
yeah,
dude.
yeah. It's already crazy that I'm going. It's crazier to think that it's my first one.
That's his first run, yeah, because he just got into it. That's right. Like you just started like
And my
really, really paying attention like the past like what year, roughly.
yeah, and it's my second event period because my first one was that SmackDown we went to in December.
Oh yeah, that was a good time. But they come out intermittently, and it leaves a lot of room for surprises. You don't know who's gonna be in it. You don't know who's gonna come out that curtain next. So the uncertainty is really, really fun to watch. Plus, it's a very exciting match. It's not like a typical match where you got to pin someone down for a 3 count. As soon as you get thrown over that top rope, it is done for. And the winner of this event, whomever they may be, usually goes on to main event WrestleMania, which is the biggest accomplishment that a WWE superstar can do, next to winning the WWE title.
You're not always done for if you go over the top rope.
Uh, if you both feet hit
You're
the
not.
floor, then yeah.
I, I was gonna say you're not done for if your name is Kofi Kingston.
Yeah, because I mean, Kofi Kingston has made some crazy saves over the years. Because it's over the top rope and both feet hit the floor. If that happens, then you're still in, technically. And Kofi Kingston is notorious for making like the craziest spots where he somehow gets himself back into the Rumble. Unfortunately, the past couple years he has botched the spot. So hopefully he does not replicate that same mistake this year. But anyway,
Yeah, was it last year's where he got sent to the barricade and botched it on the barricade?
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the year before that he botched it too. I don't exactly remember what happened because yeah, my memory's very foggy from that point in time. So, anyway, so it's very important. That's what the rules are, and it's going to be an exciting night. And of course, we get to see who's going to be in the main event of WrestleMania, and then the winner can always choose which title they want to go for, whether it's the World Heavyweight Championship or the WWE Championship. And as a quick reminder for those of y'all that might not be into it right now, your current WWE champion is Mr. Roman Reigns himself, whom Gavin is decked out in his merch today, properly acknowledging your tribal chief. Have you done it today? Take your moment to do it now. Good job. Um, so yeah, our current WWE champion is Roman Reigns. He's going on a 1,200 something day reign right now. He's been champion for a while. And your current world heavyweight champion, as we mentioned off the top, is Mr. Seth freaking Rollins. So, whoever the winner of this Rumble is, chooses one title or the other, and go on to main event one of the nights of WrestleMania. Because WrestleMania is usually 2 nights. It used to be like one point in time where WrestleMania was like 7 hours long, dude. It was like a fucking labor to get through WrestleMania. But hey, all good. So we got a couple of other matches other than the Royal Rumble matches going down. So we're going down the card right here. Let's see, we got 4 matches on the card, and of course 2 of them being Royal Rumbles, which usually go on for a little while. Obviously, you got 30 freaking competitors in the same contest. But anyway, so I don't know exactly what the order of the card is. I could not find an official rundown. That's my bad, but I'm just going to mention what they are off the top of my head. So we got Logan Paul, our current United States champion, will be facing Kevin Owens, and titles on the line. And we, of course, have the women's and the men's Royal Rumble matches, and then our main event of the evening will be a fatal 4-way match between AJ Styles, LA Knight, yeah, and Randy Orton versus Roman Reigns, all for the WWE Championship. So, without further ado, we're going to get right into Logan Paul and Kevin Owens, because I think this match probably opens the show. What you think, Gavin?
So Logan Paul, Kevin Owens opens.
Yeah, I think it will.
I agree. I think it'll open.
It'll open, and then it'll probably be the men. It'll probably be the women's, then the men's. But I don't know exactly what the order could be. I couldn't find one. But anyway, let's go over Mr. Logan Paul. And no, yes, it is the Logan Paul that you're thinking of, the YouTuber. Yes, he is a WWE competitor, and he currently holds a championship. I'm sure you've seen him hold it on his podcast and all over his social media. That little championship belt he has, yeah, that's WWE all day. So, Logan's
All it
reign,
took was one lucky punch.
that's all it took. One lucky punch. Maybe some additional force behind it. But seeming as it was brass knucks to the face. But regardless, though, Logan Paul won the United States Championship all the way back in November at Crown Jewel when I was at Comic Con and missed that whole friggin' PLE and had to watch a repeat of it later on that afternoon.
I had football game.
What was that?
I said, so did I because I had a football game.
Yep, that's true. So, because it was fucking early on in the day. So, anyway, Logan Paul's reign, I don't know. It seemed like the right choice at the time, but it's been rather underwhelming since, if I'm honest. I mean, I like the fact that a celebrity holds the championship and that there's more eyes on the WWE product, but at the same time, Logan isn't really active on WWE television right now. And if I wanted to see a non-active champion, I'll just look to fucking Roman Reigns. So, it's just one of those things, man. But I think it definitely United States Championship was at a point in time where it needed something new, seeming as it just seemed like this little consolation prize for some reason. I mean, you have Rey Mysterio holding it at this stage in his career. Austin Theory wasn't going anywhere with it. So it definitely needed something new to give it a new, fresh coat of paint and whatnot. So,
Like little bro to the Intercontinental.
what was that?
It's like little bro to the Intercontinental.
Uh,
Intercontinental.
yeah, honestly. So the United States title definitely needed something new. Um, so I think it was beneficial. What do you think? Think it's been beneficial for the belt, at least adding some at level of prestige to it?
Oh yeah, I mean, 100%. I mean, I think not just taking anybody in as a challenger as well, having a whole tournament for it definitely helps. My only issue with it is they could have done something for Survivor Series to make it so his first defense wasn't like 60 plus days later.
Exactly. So yeah, Gavin had mentioned the tournament off the top, so that is how this match materialized. So for about a month on SmackDown programming, 3 weeks roughly, it there was
Yeah.
what was that?
Yeah, it was like 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, it was about 3 or 4 weeks. There was a whole title on SmackDown. A bunch of different superstars were competing to get the shot at Logan Paul. Ultimately, Kevin Owens came out on top. But here's the thing: he ran into a little bit of a roadblock in one of his matches against was it Austin Theory or Grayson Waller? I forget exactly which one it was.
Waller.
It was
It's
Waller.
Waller.
Yep. So Kevin Owens got a broken hand at the hands of Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. Team A Town Down Under, which I believe is the best tag team name for them.
What's it theory?
I don't know. It was one of them, but all I know is they.
Because
Yeah,
I think Mello was against Waller actually.
was it Mello against Waller?
I think it was Mello against Waller.
Shit, man, it's tough to remember because WWE took that break during Christmas week. It kind of buffered
Yeah,
everything,
yeah.
and I was like, it made me forget everything that happened 2 weeks before. Seeing as there was Christmas and New Year's in there.
All we know, it was Kevin versus Cocky Bastard.
It's Kevin versus a cocky bastard, and at the end of the match, cocky bastard got pissed off after losing and attacked Kevin Owens and broke his hand. And Kevin Owens has been in a cast ever since, and that's been a pretty big part of this whole storyline of Kevin Owens getting to Logan Paul, because Logan's been mentioning like, oh, Kevin Owens broken hand, shit like that. And then a couple of weeks ago on SmackDown, he got punched in the face with the cast on, and it injured Logan Paul. And now he wants to press like legal charges on him in the storyline. And I'm like, oh my god, you couldn't have gone with a more douchier way to come back. Which perfect. That is like
Well, the legal charges will go away if he just shows up without the cast.
exactly. So, uh, when Logan Paul got decked, he was like, "I'm gonna sue Kevin Owens if he uses that cast in our match at not WrestleMania, Royal Rumble." And Kevin Owens ditched the cast and then ultimately paid the price for it this past week on SmackDown, getting his already injured hand re-injured at the hands of Logan Paul. So, I don't think it's gonna be a particularly big part of the story. I mean, Logan's gonna target the hand, obviously, and just to sell that injury a little bit more. I think it's gonna
He
be
did
a
it on
good
Friday.
match. What was that?
He did it on Friday,
Yeah, that's true.
right into the post.
Yep. So he's gonna keep targeting it even in their match at the Royal Rumble, and I gotta say, I think this is gonna be a pretty good match. And because I mean, I know it's silly to hear that Logan Paul is like in WWE and wrestling, but like, dude's
And
actually fucking good.
he is good.
Like,
He is
dude is like really friggin' good, and like obviously he knows how to play a character. He knows how to trash talk. I mean, fucking, he's Logan Paul, and he's also a freak of nature athletically. So like, this was like perfect for him. That's why like we
he
say
should
off
have
the.
done this years ago.
Whoa, what was that?
He should have done this years ago.
Oh, I agree, 100%. But it's just he never did it, and then he finally considered it, and now here we are. And that's why we think like at the time when Logan Paul did beat Rey Mysterio, it was the right call because I mean he's like the only celebrity act that probably like actually gave a source of legitimacy. Like, yeah, Bad Bunny goes in there and he freaking cooks, but he's no Logan Paul. He can't do like the same stuff that he can do. So, and Logan Paul
Yeah,
signed a
Bad
contract.
Bunny's good.
Yeah. And I mean, Bad Bunny goes in there and he cooks, puts on a banger match with Damian Priest at last year's Backlash, which should have main evented. Honestly, it really should have.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Cody I love Cody as much as the next guy, but Cody shouldn't have main evented Backlash.
I mean, yeah, Cody, that being Cody Brock one,
Hmm.
like, not only should it not have main evented, if it was going to be the main event, that should have been a much bigger match for their first encounter.
Yeah, and it just like it kind of lacked that build up. I mean, it had a build up. I mean, Brock Lesnar beat up Cody Rhodes after he just lost to Roman Reigns, so there's a story, but not much depth to it. Didn't seem to have much consequences, you know. Yeah, but regardless, Logan Paul, it was the right call at the time, but like ever since he won the thing, man, they just haven't seen him on television, and I'm like, bruh, you're making your first title defense in January. You won this shit in November. Um, that just don't make sense. I mean, they've kept it relevant. They kept the United States Championship relevant. I mean, that's partially Logan Paul and partially WWE programming because I mean they ran that whole U.S. tournament thing on their end, and Logan was always holding the belt on his podcast and saying hey, he's the United States champion and all that, and using the belt actively in his videos. Which I mean, that's one step better than Roman Reigns, because at least you're showing everybody that hey, I'm the champ, and not just disappearing for a little while. But
Got to mention the iconic video of Logan Paul imitating Triple H, telling him not to fuck in the belt.
ah, dude, Logan Paul has been an absolute gem, but I just wish he would have done more. But regardless, it's gonna be a good match. Kevin Owens always cooks whenever he's in the ring, and so will Logan Paul. I think it's gonna be eye candy once again. So I guess we're gonna get the final predictions here, but I don't think I think Logan remains the champion going into this because I think there's more that he can do than if you give the United States Championship to Kevin Owens. So I gotta say I think Logan wins this, but he's gonna probably cheat to win it.
See, I'm in a similar position. I think Logan Paul wins. I think he's going to hold it until at least WrestleMania. But I don't think he needs to cheat. If without the cast on KO, I think he might be able to actually win clean just by beating the shit out of his hand.
Yeah, that actually is a good idea. I'm just like to see Logan's heel character go to like more levels of heel where he just keeps cheating to win. You keep hating him and wanting him to lose.
I mean, yeah, but yeah, go after that hand enough, it'll have the same effect, even if he wins clean.
This is true, and because if what I'm really calling for here, guys, is since yeah, I know LA Knight is in the main event of this PLE, but problem with that is I don't think LA Knight wins the match. We'll get back into that later. I think the right move for Mr. LA Knight would be to go after Logan Paul and make that the biggest US title match in like US title match history because it's going to be LA Knight who's an absolute bona fide main eventer right now and then you put him against a celebrity like Logan Paul at WrestleMania.
Hey, you get the battle of the megastars.
And then because I mean the seeds were already planted for this back in Money in the Bank when they were all competing in the Money in the Bank match, and LA Knight went out there and like ripped Logan apart on the mic real quick. But I think that would be a very good build up. I'm pretty sure LA Knight wouldn't mind working with Logan Paul again, seeming as that'll get more eyes onto him, which in tow more money. So you know, and I think eventually it will be LA Knight that does win the United States Championship because Logan Paul's not going to be. Yeah. Anyway, but I think that's how this one ultimately ends. Of course, I'm going to touch on this again with the WrestleMania podcast if that shit gets confirmed. But this is speculation. I got my tinfoil hat on right now. Yep. 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 So anyway, I got Logan Paul via some heel shit, and it looks like you got Logan Paul clean.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so moving on, we got the women's Royal Rumble coming right up. So this has been an intriguing one because this is the one that I actually can't give a very confident prediction for because there's a lot of people that can win this and have a case to win it. I want to touch on first though. Becky Lynch did declare herself for the Royal Rumble. I think it was last week on Raw, and she had her little face off with Miss Rhea Ripley there. And they've been keeping Becky and Rhea apart for some time now. Becky's been doing some side quests, and now she might be getting back to the main story. Because
The
she,
story that she should have been for a while.
eh, yeah, but they wanted to build Rhea up as much as of a legit champion as possible, which I don't really think you need that many squash matches to legitimize somebody as a champion. I mean, she's Rhea Bloody Ripley, so fucking I don't know, but that's when she declared herself for the Royal Rumble. And of course, along with Becky Lynch, we also have Nia Jax declared the Royal Rumble. Bailey did, and so did Bianca Belair. I don't know, but before we go into more of that, those are the only people we know. There are 30 people in this match. You got any
Oh,
surprises?
100%.
What you got for a surprise entry? Thinking AJ
I
Lee?
got
Thinking maybe Sasha Banks?
I gotta be honest. The surprise entry I have in mind is also one of my favorites to win the Rumble.
Oh, and who might that be?
Now, when the WWE brought over Jade Cargill from AEW, she already established herself by a dominant force. What better way to further legitimize yourself as a dominant force than to be not only the first woman, but the first person in history to win the Royal Rumble off of your in ring debut?
Yeah, and would make some waves. Jade Cargill. She's been signed to the WWE for a while now, and I gotta say, this girl's been really good at avoiding cameras ever since she got signed. I think she had that one altercation with Triple H, and that was about it, right?
Yeah, a little bit of stuff with Pierce, a little bit of stuff with Triple H, a little bit with HBK, and that was it.
Yeah, so she's been really good at avoiding cameras. So something tells me WWE's got something in store for Jade, and I think if there's gonna be any way for her to debut, it would be at the Royal Rumble. It's like the perfect
And
stage for that to happen,
and it would be perfect for her to win it to further legitimize her place as a dominant person in the world of wrestling.
which would be fucking crazy. But um, because she's got to make that debut soon, or else she's gonna lose the steam that's behind her. I mean, most of the time, I mean, I even find myself thinking of her as an afterthought, seeming as how good she's been at avoiding cameras. So I I don't want her to be an afterthought anymore. This was a big move for WWE, so I'd like to see what they do with her. But of course, they signed her at a point in time where they were already doing so much. We had Randy Orton coming back when they signed her. You had CM Punk fucking coming back. Fucking day
No,
hell
she
froze
got
over.
signed way before that.
Hmm?
She got signed way before that even. She got signed like in between Payback and Fastlane, I think.
Was that it? I thought she was signed closer to
Yeah.
fucking Survivor Series.
No, I don't think so. She's been signed for months.
Huh. Well, shit. But regardless, though, I don't think they wanted to deter her debut and her appearance because they knew what was happening, you know? So, in order to not take away some, like, I guess, excitement for her, I think that's why they've kept her on the shelf, seeming as they knew Randy and maybe they knew CM Punk was coming back at that time. So, we'll never know. I just got my
Yeah,
little.
no, it was before Punk got fired.
Rehired, you mean?
No, fired by AEW.
Oh, fired by AEW. I thought you fucking
Yeah,
Jesus.
it was before that.
So yeah. Also, another big person that I think might be a dark horse of this match is Bailey. If I'm being honest, I think a lot of people are starting to not. I mean, Bailey's declared for the Royal Rumble. Nobody's really talking about that much. I mean, she's had some problems with damage control recently. There's a little bit of tension going on there, between the rest of damage control with Kyrie Sane, Asuka, and Io Sky, and maybe a little bit of Dakota Kai, but she's just kind of over here somewhere. But
Bailey's one of my other favorites.
yeah. So I think Bailey ultimately is going to be a very big dark horse for this match, because like there's a story to be had there. I mean, Damage Control is slowly but surely turning on Bailey, and declaring her for the Royal Rumble. Io might see that as a threat and be like, why is she in the Royal Rumble? If she wins, she gets a title chance. Why would she want a title chance when there's already a title in her own faction? Shit like that.
Well, Bailey says that she's going to go for Rhea.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Uh, no, if she is to win, I don't think she goes for Rhea because I think Io goes a little like that. I mean, you got the Kabuki Warriors going for tag titles. You have Io with one of the women's world titles. It makes sense for Bailey to go for Rhea, but that's not where they would take this.
Nah. Plus, like Rhea and Bailey, I don't think is as big as Rhea and Becky. You know,
Not nearly as big. Not nearly as big.
that's why I'm like, that's another big favorite to win the match too. Like, there's a lot of equal opportunities for everybody to win this. But like,
Yeah.
here's the thing. What was that?
My three favorites are Becky, Bailey, and Cargill.
Yeah, because like Becky has a opportunity too in front of her. But here's the thing. I think uh, I think the lesser of all the three favorites that we got going right now is Becky, honestly. Because I mean, yes, if she does it, she'll be the first woman to win 2 Royal Rumbles. That's history right there. But I don't think Becky needs a Royal Rumble win to challenge Rhea Ripley. I feel like that
Yeah.
match can just materialize on its own. It's big enough. It's popular enough. So like, I don't think they could do it. And I mean, when you get Papa H in the kitchen, bro, he's gonna cook up something pretty crazy. So I'm pretty sure you can make it make sense at some point. Like as of right now, yes, like I guess the favored favorite. I know that made no sense. The favored favorite is Becky right now, but like just based off of WWE programming right now. But that's a big enough match that you can make it on its own. So I don't know. There's a lot of things that could happen. We also got Sasha Banks. She could be coming back for this one. Uh, and Naomi could be coming back for this one. We don't know. There's a lot
Yeah.
of rumors out there. We got a lot of tinfoil hat wearing people going around. So I mean, low key, myself included, I love to see Sasha Banks back in the WWE. I really would. But it's just it's very unpredictable right now. But as of right now and as it stands, I think Bailey wins the Royal Rumble just because there's a story that can unfold there and something that can build like excitement and anticipation for the match because that's what it's all about at the end of the day: anticipation, drama, and storytelling. So I got Bailey winning the Royal Rumble, honestly.
I mean, the only difference I have in that respect is Bailey is one of my favorites, but it doesn't have to be Bailey for that story to unfold because you could take the standpoint of Io's also, well, why didn't you win the Rumble? Why didn't you do this in the Rumble? Why didn't you do that? Why are you not able to challenge Rhea now?
Yeah.
It could take that story around as well.
There's a lot of uncertainty. Like I'm not certain about the women's Royal Rumble at all at the moment. There's also rumors going around of AJ Lee coming back now that CM Punk's in WWE again. We're gonna get AJ back in WWE again. I don't know. I think that's a little less likely though. I don't know if she comes back for this one.
She has recently posted about her with her ring gear, but she also said after the fact that that was because she was doing filming for Heels and helping CM Punk with his return.
Yeah, and you never fucking know, man. It's wild right now, and I like the unpredictability of the Royal Rumble as of right now. Because last year, as much as I was very happy and very like my pride was fed that all my predictions were correct. Last year's Royal Rumble, it was pretty fucking obvious who was gonna win. You know, I remember going into it, I'm like, Rhea's winning the women's Rumble, Cody's winning the men's. And that's okay. It made sense at the time. 2 plus 2 can equal 4. So, but it just
I'll take it as a win as long as one of my favorites wins it.
yeah. So there's a lot of uncertainty, especially with the women's Royal Rumble right now. So it's a little bit more of like a, ooh, shit, more. I think I might be anticipating that one a little bit more because I mean, with the men's Royal Rumble, mm, there's like, we're gonna get into the men's Royal Rumble right now. That you'll see why I'm a little bit more excited for the women's just because of the uncertainty here. With the men's Royal Rumble, I think there's a rough outline that's going on here, like a skeleton outline. We just gotta fill in the blank. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
obviously the main event scene is very top heavy right now. We got so many people just hogged up at the top, and uh, and especially in the men's division because we got fucking LA Knight who's been making rounds this year. And the fucking dude went from wrestling in a pitch black promotional match to fucking
Um,
title challenger.
Now, mind you, LA Knight, Randy, AJ, Roman, who has whatever three lose those match, the only way I can think they appear in the Rumble is if the Rumble is the main event.
This is true. And so it really is going to depend on where this men's Royal Rumble falls because we've seen instances where like the WWE Championship match was like earlier on in the card and then the loser of that match came out in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
So,
wasn't there a year where Brock lost the championship and then won the Rumble?
2022, fucking awful Royal Rumble. Hated that. It sucked. It made no sense in the slightest for Brock Lesnar to go and fucking win the Royal Rumble and then win Elimination Chamber in the same instance just to set up a title unification match against Roman Reigns in what was a very fucking mid match. I'm sorry. That shouldn't have main evented WrestleMania 38.
I remember seeing that match. That would have been a much better match if Roman's shoulder didn't dislocate. It ended way too early.
Yeah, like it just didn't seem like it was. It just wasn't a good match. It just wasn't good. They built it up. They hyped it up so much to be like, "Oh, it's the biggest WrestleMania main event ever." I'm like, bruh, it's Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. I've seen that 9,000 times. Like, bro, I'm done. Don't give me another Brock Lesnar fucking Roman Reigns match, please.
Just those two alone main evented 7 SummerSlams and WrestleManias.
Exactly. I'm like, oh my god, dude, I'm so sick of Brock Lesnar. I love Brock Lesnar. Don't get me wrong, but oh my god, dude, his feud with Roman just left a sour taste in my mouth. But of course, Brock will still beat my ass any day of the week. So fuck do I know. But men's Royal Rumble is kind of crazy. There's a lot of people that are hogged up at the top there. A lot of people that can make their case. As of right now, we got a couple of confirmed people that are going to be in this Royal Rumble match right now that have already declared themselves prior. So we got CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Shinsuke Nakamura, Bobby Lashley, and Drew McIntyre. Those are who we have confirmed right now. And, you know, Cody's been making quite the case to win the Royal Rumble again, but if I'm being completely and totally honest with you, I don't think they're going to be giving Cody Rhodes two not WrestleMania main events. I'm talking Royal Rumbles in a row. This isn't 1999, bro. We don't need somebody winning a Royal Rumble match 2 times in a row. Shout out Steve Austin. But you know, it's just Cody and Punk, who are arguably the favorites to win the match right now, are going to be having a segment this Monday on Raw. I don't know what it's going to be about. If this sets something up, if it doesn't set something up, or if we're just going to get a crazy mic battle between the two of them. Either way, I'm going to be happy. So, they got a little segment going on Raw. I don't know what's going to happen. I bet they're both just going to lay claims as to why they should win the Royal Rumble. But, I don't know. That should still be exciting regardless. So, I mean, Cody does have a reason, but I'm not sure. I think CM Punk might be more favored to win this match than anyone else, seeing as he just came back and he's got a bunch of goals. This dude's never main evented WrestleMania before, shockingly enough. So, he's definitely wants that accomplishment, and he never main evented. So he's got. But another person that I think could make a good case to declare themselves to the Rumble, he hasn't yet. It's Mr. Gunther, our Intercontinental Champion right now, longest reigning. And my man, yes, Cody won the Royal Rumble last year, but let's not forget the guy that Cody eliminated to win the Royal Rumble, and that was Gunther. Dude had an
He is one of my
iron.
favorites.
He had an Iron Man fucking performance out there. He came in entrance, I think number 1 or 2. He was very early on, and he stayed in that whole match to the very end. He was the last two. Obviously, Cody just happened to come up on top, but Gunther hasn't declared himself for the Rumble as of this recording. Keep in mind, guys, we're recording this on Sunday. We haven't seen Raw yet, so I'm not sure what's gonna happen. But I think Gunther does have a case to go into this Royal Rumble, win this shit, walk into WrestleMania with the Intercontinental belt on one shoulder, and hopefully a World Heavyweight Championship on the other. That could definitely
That
happen.
that would be prime Gunta.
That would be absolute fucking Perk Angles level of prime Kunta. You know, maybe not as close as Perk Angle was, but similarities to say the least. But he hasn't declared himself, and I'm like, why? Like, why haven't you? You haven't freaking stellar performance unless you're trying to set up like a fucking intercontinental title match with Gunta and somebody who clearly probably won't win. So,
There is a dream match that WrestleMania dream match would be Brock and Gunta.
Brock, I don't know about that one. I mean, I like
Set set Gunta up to be the new unbeatable guy.
yeah, and I don't think Brock's ever won the Intercontinental Championship before. But it just
No,
seems
he
like
hasn't.
it just doesn't seem like it's something that Brock needs. You know what I mean?
That
I
that's what it is though. He's at that stage in his career where you got to look out for what the others need. And if Brock will do it, then that right there is a dream match.
That's true because I mean, Gunta stuck at like the top of the mid card. I mean, it's great. Gunta's been doing great work, but the problem with that is, you know, he's should be main eventing. He should be at the top of the card, further up the card, even if it's like lower upper card. You know what I mean? Instead of lower mid card, instead of higher mid card, like lower upper card. You know what I mean? So I don't know why he hasn't declared himself yet, but this could definitely be one of the guys that goes into the Royal Rumble and absolutely tanks it till the very end once again, and he could even win this Rumble match. But of course, we got a couple. We also had The Rock come back a couple of weeks ago. He said what he said. I'm sure y'all have seen it. Could The Rock show up for the Royal Rumble and win it?
He could. He could.
And I mean, knowing WWE, they love The Rock. The Rock is a big name outside of WWE. He's a movie star. That would bring, and you have Rock and Logan Paul on a WrestleMania card. That's going to bring in a lot of viewers. So, it's definitely something to consider. Also, Sheamus, I think, is returning from. He's going to return from his injury, hopefully with this old theme song at the Royal Rumble.
Also, possible return from Rey Mysterio as well.
Yeah, so there's a couple of surprises that can happen, but like these surprises, I wouldn't really favor to win the Rumble unless you're The Rock. Then I'm gonna be like, oh, shit. There's always that potential that they're gonna give it to The Rock, which I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think they should because The Rock is like obviously WWE's his home. That's where he was bred on WWE television. That's how he got to his superstardom. That's how he got these immense amounts of popularity. It's how he got into Hollywood. But yeah, he just hasn't been very prominent. But like, he doesn't need to be prominent to be relevant. You know?
He also doesn't need the Rumble to main event WrestleMania. He is The Rock.
Exactly. Like he doesn't. But you never fucking know what happens, man. Like we've seen shards of this happen before. Like there's a lot of talks
Yeah.
about. Of course, we're going into WrestleMania speculation now. I really wanted to save this for a later date, maybe the Elimination Chamber episode, but I'm just gonna say it now. Obviously, guys, Rock versus Roman is a gigantic match, and with The Rock saying, "Does The Rock sit at the booth, the bar, or the head of the table?" That's an easy setup for a WrestleMania main event for the title, and it's also a potential that unfortunately The Rock wins it and ends Roman's reign. I don't think it happens, but I don't want it to happen because of my humble opinion, guys. We're going into not as much commentary, more Steven's opinion right now. I don't think The Rock should be the one that ends Roman's reign. I
I
think,
mean, there is also potential that it happens at Elimination Chamber because it is a much larger venue. There is potential that they want that to happen in front of a much larger audience.
and if they're going down to Perth, Australia, then that's a good place to go and do it. I mean, Australia's already mentioned that they want The Rock on their card, right? But Roman doesn't look like he's scheduled to be at the Elimination Chamber. Of course, we don't know that for sure, but
Everything's always subject to change.
everything's subject to change. But as of right now, it looks like Roman's not even scheduled to be at Elimination Chamber. And obviously, The Rock versus Roman Reigns can be an easy WrestleMania main event. And if The Rock wins, that's a big potential. But I mean, we've seen this before, right? I want to take you back to 2013 real quick. Way, way back when. CM Punk is going into the Royal Rumble as a 434-day champion. It was the longest reign in modern history at that point, which is puny compared to Roman's reign. But The Rock kind of waltzed his way into a title shot against CM Punk because The Rock wanted to work with a bad guy. CM Punk turned heel against his will when he was probably the most popular wrestler at the moment. So he turned heel just so The Rock could come back, so he can work with a bad guy and be the babyface. He goes into WrestleMania as this long reigning champion. It was a great build up, and then The Rock ends a historical reign. It made no sense. Nobody
Yeah, that
liked
was
that.
his long reign, right?
That was CM Punk's long reign. Yeah.
Yeah.
And The Rock ended it. A historical reign when it was a bunch of different storylines that made so much sense and were so entertaining to watch was ended by The Rock. Now I love The Rock, guys. I don't want you to think I hate The Rock. I fucking love The Rock, okay? It's just making him a champion doesn't make sense to me. Because when he did it the first time, when they went to go and set up the twice in a lifetime match between Cena and Rock, when they already did it the year prior, when The Rock won the match, rightfully so. I mean, I know you see me wearing the Cena hat right now, but The Rock should have won that match against John Cena. Just saying. I admit defeat on that one. And I got the power of hindsight. Of course, when I'm 8 years old, I fucking hated when John Cena lost, but I was 8. But like the main event of WrestleMania 29 should have been Rock, Cena, and CM Punk. My humble opinion, triple threat for the championship. Even if The Rock did walk into it as the champion, you should still have CM Punk, Rock, and John Cena in a triple threat match. That should have main evented WrestleMania 29.
You do
And
that, CM Punk is the story right now.
yep, and I'm just saying that was a pretty bad call, and I'm afraid WWE's gonna shoot themselves in the foot again. If they give the title back to The Rock, but then at the same time, guys, if Rock does put Roman over, we get another fucking year of Roman Reigns, bro. Again, I mean, I love Roman as much as the next guy. The dude's been great. He's found his stride, but like, dude has been champion for a very, very long time. And it's looking more and more likely that they might want him to beat the record that Hulk Hogan holds. But I don't think that's I don't want that to happen, but it could. So that's when you can have Rock waltz into the main event of WrestleMania and lose the match. But then the fuck you do with Cody Rhodes, honestly. Because I'm the one that wants to see. Because whoever beats Roman Reigns at this point in time is going to get catapulted. It does not matter. Whoever wins this match is going to change the landscape and probably the future of WWE for the next couple of years at least. So whoever beats Roman is going to become a megastar. So why would you waste it on The Rock? The Rock's already a megastar. He can just come back and be relevant. He doesn't need a championship, but it's also that fact that it can happen, and that's something that I just have to accept, unfortunately. But yeah. So that was Steven's fucking rant on how this is being booked right now and the uncertainty that's surrounding that WrestleMania main event right now. Because we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But speaking of Roman Reigns, he's got a match tonight too. But first, before we go on to that, we should probably give our predictions as to who wins this Royal Rumble. I know I went on a giant tangent about The Rock, but guys, I think CM Punk wins the Royal Rumble. I just want to see CM Punk and Seth Rollins. It's gonna be a great match, so I got CM Punk winning the Royal Rumble.
Now I have three favorites, so three possible winners with four different outcomes. First possibility, we already spoke about him, Gunta. Second possibility, Cody Rhodes. Third possibility, CM Punk. Fourth possibility, you break down the goddamn wall. That is not a Jericho reference.
Break the walls down.
I, I thought you might be figured out when I said that, but no. Break down the wall of predictability. Predictability out the window. Cody Rhodes and CM Punk win the Rumble. Now I know what you're thinking. Can't have more than one Rumble. Oh, Rumble winner. Oh, but you can. 1994, Bret Hart and Lex Luger, co-winners of the Royal Rumble. It is a possibility. It has been done before.
Huh. I never even considered that. I never considered that.
It is 100% possible for there to be two winners.
Because then I'm thinking about the time in 2005 when John Cena and Batista went over at the same time, and then there was
Well,
this
you
whole
see, that's because Vince was mad because one of them was supposed to be the only winner.
yeah, and Vince came down, you know, power walking into the ring, slides in, tears both his fucking quads, and
But yeah, no, especially because of that Cena Batista moment, you don't think there can be multiple winners, but there can be. just like in 1994 with Bret Hart and Lex Luger.
And I mean, having CM Punk and Cody Rhodes really up there on like the favorite list to win the Rumble, and them having that segment that really doesn't make any sense. Looking further down the line, it could make sense because you're looking
Yeah,
at both the Royal Rumble winners. I never even thought about that. I totally forgot about that. About Bret Hart and Lex Luger both winning the Royal Rumble in '94. Oh my, yeah. You just
I just slapped you in the fucking face with a bombshell.
fucking yeah, you did. Yeah, yeah, I totally forgot that even happened until you just reminded me of it now. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I mean, that's some crazy thinking, but like, then what do? You set up a triple threat at WrestleMania between Cody, CM Punk, and Roman? Is
Who said CM Punk had to pick Roman too?
That's true? Huh. There's also an elimination chamber as well. That's still going down the line to get a WrestleMania chance. So,
Yeah, but think if you put them both together in the Royal Rumble as winners together, you can preserve that elimination chamber to further say Gunther's reign by putting the Intercontinental title up for grabs in the chamber.
huh. And then what would main event elimination chamber? I don't know.
Could be a women's title.
That's
Could be a
true.
Rhea Ripley main event.
That's true. But probably just gonna be another Rhea.
Yeah, actually, Rhea Ripley main event would make a lot of sense. It's in
It
Perth,
is in
Australia.
Perth. Yeah, it is in Perth. That would make a very it makes a good case to make Rhea Ripley main event elimination chamber with the women's title on the line. Uh, Probably just gonna be another squash match. Who knows?
I just blew up your entire perspective.
You really did. Because now I'm trying to think further down the line. I'm trying to think into elimination chamber and just how WrestleMania will happen. Damn, bro, where the fuck you coming up with this shit? What kind of tinfoil hat wearing WWE channels are you fucking watching?
Oh, crazy brain, bitch.
It's in his own little tiny brain. Wow.
Let, let me pump.
I guess so. Anyway, ah, there's still one more match on this card, and then we're gonna wrap it all up for you and put a little bow on it. So we have a fatal four-way match: AJ Styles, LA Knight, Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, WWE title on the line. Banger. First of all, fucking banger. I love this match. No disqualifications. Fatal four-way. Fucking gonna be some chaos, bro. But anyway, should probably go over how this fucking match materialized between all these fucking megastars. All right. So I want to take you back to I think maybe a month ago. Right. There was a triple threat match between AJ Styles, LA Knight, and Randy Orton because they all want Roman
New Year's
Reigns.
resolution.
It wasn't. Oh shit!
New
Yeah, that's
Year's
right.
revolution.
That was New Year's Revolution. Fuck, dude. What the fuck is time? Anyway, um, so yeah, beginning of this month. So it was about 3 weeks ago. All right. So there's a big hubbub about who's gonna get Roman Reigns to the Royal Rumble, right? Roman Reigns doesn't have a challenger. Randy Orton just came back. LA Knight's coming off of a close match with Roman, nearly getting it done. And then you have AJ Styles coming back from injury at the hands of the Bloodline. And also, Randy Orton's coming back from an injury at the hands of the Bloodline.
Kayfabe. Hands of the bloodline. Only in kayfabe.
What was that?
I said hands of the bloodline for Randy in kayfabe.
True. Yeah.
In reality, actual injury.
Well, I'm talking storyline right now. Randy Orton did need some back surgery, and that's how they wrote him off. So, anyway, all of these guys have a very, very valid reason to want Roman Reigns. So, how do we solve it? You do a triple threat match with them, right? Winner gets Roman Reigns at the Rumble. Well, guess what? Roman Reigns didn't really like that. Interfered with the match, ends in a disqualification. Or did he? No, he didn't end in a disqualification. There was no
No,
winner. He just mugged
yeah,
him.
it just technically never ended. The bell never rang.
Yeah, so he just basically mugged them until they were incapacitated and couldn't compete anymore. So I guess it was a three-way tie for that whole match because, well, bloodline. So when Roman Reigns gets rid of all the opposition that's in front of him, or so he thinks, Nick Aldis comes around, says, "Don't celebrate too hard, because you just got a fatal four-way match for the title at Royal Rumble." And that sent Roman crazy because now he doesn't even
Heyman
have
was
to be pinned to lose his title. So it's been an interesting story right there. And that's how this materialized. And I don't know what it is, but these guys are kind of like they're like allied but not allied. Like they know they got to compete for the title, but like they're still helping the other out whenever they get mugged by the bloodline.
just because they hate the bloodline more than each other.
That's true. Enemy of my enemy is my friend, I guess. You know. And of course they're gonna go at it fatal four way action at the Royal Rumble. But there's a great case for all of these guys, and that's how it came to be. But guys, I think things are gonna stay relatively status quo, and Roman Reigns walks away and still your WWE champion. Just gonna say it. I don't think anybody win. I don't think any of the challengers win. I think it's gonna stay status quo, and Roman Reigns is gonna walk into WrestleMania as the champion.
Believe it or not, I'm not 100% on that.
Why so?
I think, honestly, it depends on what they want to do with The Rock. I think if they want to do Rocket Elimination Chamber, sure, Roman will retain. But if they want to do The Rock at WrestleMania, now this still isn't a huge chance of it happening because, it is that historic reign, but it's also a way to just, boom, another chance, predictability out the window. I think, well, first off, let me say the other one. If Roman does win, I think Rock comes out, confronts him right there on the spot. But if there's a title change, doesn't matter who he pins. I think Randy Orton takes it. Then for WrestleMania, you have the lineup of CM Punk versus Seth Rollins, The Rock versus Roman Reigns for the head of the table, and Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes in a legacy match.
You know that I had that potential in mind as well. I mean, there is history between Cody and Randy. I mean, we know about Legacy. '09 Randy Orton, fucking menace to society, that man. Um, all with Legacy as his posse, right? Cody and Randy ended up turning on Legacy, and then there was a whole little triple threat match at WrestleMania 26, in which Randy Orton ultimately came up on top, which made absolutely no sense in the slightest, because it just further stopped the momentum of both Ted DiBiase Jr. and Cody Rhodes. I mean, Cody Rhodes would go on to have more success, and Ted DiBiase Jr. would just become a jobber, and ultimately part ways with the
Actually, he
company.
became a prisoner.
Well, fucking now he is. I'm talking 2011, 2010 right now. I mean, fucking now he is. He's a corrupt politician these days, and he's in jail, as he should be. But you know, we Randy Orton came up on top in that legacy triple threat, and there is some history here. And I mean, Cody did call up Randy, and Randy already has aligned himself with Cody once already, and it could definitely happen again. Because I mean, Cody's story doesn't necessarily need to end with him beating Roman Reigns. It could end with just winning the title. That's just what it is.
Could be the legend. Yeah, it could be. It Roman incorporated himself into the story. But at what point do you say it still has to be Roman? It could very well be the Viper, the legend killer that killed the legend that Cody was after.
Yeah, and then that jealousy could just further fuel Cody forward, or it can make Randy become a ultimate bad guy again. But if they do, but like I said at the top, man, whoever beats Roman Reigns at this time is going to get catapulted. Randy Orton's already a star. That's the only reason why I kind of pushed it off to the side. You know?
But what happens there? It's already been shown people expect it to be Cody to beat him. You say the guy you expect the person that beats Roman to get catapulted, but you also got to think how much further will the person who beats the guy that beat Roman get catapulted?
Yeah, and beat the guy that beat Roman. Yeah, that could definitely make a case right there too. But it just seems to me because like I've held this notion ever since Cody came back. He's the only person that can truly like take the title and carry the company instead of Roman, seeming as he is kind of your new John Cena in a way. And I've held this notion pretty much for the past 2 years. And I mean, of course, I'm sticking to my guns. I still want Cody to be the one that beats Roman, but I don't know what Mr. Triple H is going to cook up between Randy and Cody, assuming that that title fight goes down at WrestleMania. It's just, yeah. And plus, it'll also get Randy closer to tying and eventually beating Ric Flair's ultimate like world title reigns record.
Yeah, you
Because
also got to think, even in that respect, Ric Flair himself said if anybody's going to beat that record, he wants it to be Randy.
yeah, because I mean Randy's been around for fucking ages. He's still putting on good matches despite all the injuries that he's had to sustain, all the stuff that he's had to fix with his body. He's still putting on good matches to this day. And I mean, yeah, I think Randy Orton. I used to be like the one that was like, yeah, I want John Cena to beat it, but like now, I've been thinking more and more because now John Cena's gone kind of down the route of The Rock, in a way. Not nearly to the same level as The Rock. Obviously, The Rock's a superstar in his own right, but he kind of went that way, and he hasn't been very consistent with being in WWE that much. Randy Orton's been a constant this whole time, still actively
Yeah,
showing
Randy
up.
Orton's been full time the whole time.
He's been full time the whole time. He didn't go to part time at one point. He didn't show up maybe once or twice for WrestleMania and Crown Jewel or Survivor Series or something like that. And
Quote unquote, quote unquote part time is being injured.
yeah, so yeah, I think the person that should beat Ric Flair's record is Randy Orton, seeming as he's like the one that came around. He's the one that stayed around despite everything that he's
It's two to tie, one to beat. I mean two to tie, three to beat.
exactly. So this could easily just be one more step in that direction of beating that record because WWE seems to be in a motion in a point in time right now where they're beating records. I mean, look at Roman. He's already surpassed so many WWE title reigns. He's already surpassed Bruno Sammartino's second reign as WWE champion. Not his first one, not the one that lasted 8 years. But
Because Bruno holds the first and second longest with uh Hogan holding
Hogan.
the third longest.
I thought it was
So
Hogan.
how many reigns did San Martino have if he held the first and second longest?
I think he had three total.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong. I don't know. I wasn't fucking alive for that shit, and I haven't dug that deep. But I think that headline could have been kind of some bullshit. I think his secondary title reign was already beaten by Roman Reigns, and then the one that's
Yeah,
after that is Hulk Hogan's record. Like it's San Martino, Hogan, San Martino type deal.
yeah, I might have read some fuck shit.
I might have read some fuck shit too. I don't know. Fucking lot of fake news out there. Anyway, luckily we're not a news channel, guys. We just tell you what's up, and then we drop our opinions on it. Our biases are very much here, and we're very open about them. But anyway, so Gavin, what is your final
Yes,
prediction for
sir.
this Fatal 4-Way? Do you think Randy does it?
Well, 100% clarity. It depends on where on the card it is and depends on what they want to do with Rock.
Yeah.
If it's made two things. I don't think Roman drops a title if it's not the main event.
Mhm.
Because if you put it like that, the absolute shock factor that would occur from Roman dropping the title, let's be honest, how many people would be focused on the men's rumble match?
Zero.
Exactly. So you have to think about how much shock factor it would generate. Like, yeah, two rumble winners would generate shock, but it wouldn't generate enough shock to where you can't pay attention to the rest of the show.
Roman Reigns dropping the title? Oh fuck yeah, that will.
Yeah. At WrestleMania, it could be predictable. But at the Royal Rumble, that's enough shock to where you're not thinking about the rest of the show.
So like if it main events, then it becomes even more uncertain at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Definitely, 100% can. But yeah, I don't know. But I'm going to stay relatively conservative, and I'm going to say that Roman Reigns retains like usual. But there's definitely the landscape's definitely different now. We got so many guys at the top, so many people that have a good claim to be the best. But because no longer does the company have to ride on Roman Reigns' back anymore. It doesn't have to anymore. There's been so many people that have debuted and came back that the main event scene can be carried very much without Roman Reigns, and
And it has been
and it
carried
has
without
been.
Roman Reigns the entirety of this past year.
Yeah, and it's true. And plus, I mean, with Roman obviously having I'm talking about Joe Anua'i, the guy now, he has leukemia, and I mean, you don't know. As you get older, you become less and less, likely to heal. Like your body doesn't work as hard as it once did. Now, I'm not saying that I want leukemia to come and get Roman. Nah, I hope he keeps that shit in remission, but there's always that potential that it could come
Like
back.
if we're being 100% honest with ourselves, how much how much have we really given a shit about Roman's title reign aside this year? This year, how much did we care about it aside from the WrestleMania match
Yep.
and the Bloodline Civil War, which wasn't even about his title? You didn't give a shit about Roman holding the title in the Bloodline Civil War.
No.
You only cared about it for the Cody match. For the rest of the year, you see Roman, and the only thing you gave a shit about was the
Bloodline.
Civil War.
Hmm.
The Usos, Solo and Roman against each other. Then you got Jay versus Roman for that didn't need the title. That's just tribal combat right there.
Yep.
And then you have Jimmy betraying Jay. Like that was pure cinema, and you didn't need the title in the picture.
Yeah, that's true. Like it's become less about Roman's title reign, and more about just Roman Reigns and his whole character. I think the ultimate, obviously, the bookend to the Bloodline storyline is Roman loses the title. I'm pretty sure. So once Roman loses it, the Bloodline storyline's done. I'm pretty sure. But you know, call me crazy for this. I mean, if you are to make, I do agree that if you are to make Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania, you have to have Roman drop the belt now. You need to have him drop it to a Randy Orton or AJ Styles or LA Knight. But I think the favorite, if somebody is to win this match, it is Randy Orton.
Especially with the amount of momentum he's been gaining.
Yeah,
His momentum right now is insane.
yeah. I mean, he just came back. But like, if you do want to make Rock and Roman at WrestleMania, you want to have a main event WrestleMania, which that's a match that should main event a WrestleMania. Then you got to have Roman drop the title now because you're not going to give the belt to The Rock. It becomes more predictable if The Rock goes in against Roman Reigns for the WWE title. It becomes a little bit more predictable. Of course, it's the fucking Rock, so he could win. There's always that potential, but I believe it's a little bit more predictable if you have Roman walk in as the champion.
That and the fact that so that would be a main event for WrestleMania.
100%.
CM Punk, CM Punk's story is to main event WrestleMania. That's the other main event. Randy and Cody could very well be an opener.
Yep,
Cody's story is to Cody's story is to acquire the title, not to main event WrestleMania.
indeed. I mean, he already main evented WrestleMania. He did it last year. So, that's pretty fucking cool. But, here's the thing, though. If I were to, I know I probably should be wrapping this episode up now, but I've had this little story going around in my head for a little while now, and I think I've been debating on making it like on this podcast and like putting it out there. But I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna bite the bullet. Maybe it'll give me some momentum. So here's how I think the fucking I'm gonna say I'm gonna call it the bookend, like Act 4, last scene for the Bloodline storyline. You ready? Okay, here we go. This is gonna take a long time, so we're gonna go right for it. We're at the Royal Rumble, right? Roman fucking retains. Uh, I'm not gonna tell you who wins the Rumble because I still don't know who wins that fucking Rumble. I think it's CM Punk, but we'll never know. I say Roman fucking retains, and then you have The Rock come back during the Royal Rumble, right? You have The Rock get eliminated by somebody, and then you're gonna be like, "What the hell? What happened there?" Right? Next night on Raw, fucking Roman comes out, still the champion, telling everybody to acknowledge him, and then Rock's music hits, right? Of course, I'm gonna make Rock and Roman at Elimination Chamber, right? And I'll have that main event. I mean, obviously, granted, that's a little bit predictable, but it's still gonna generate a lot of numbers. They're in an international stage, so and Australia does like The Rock, and they have mentioned that they wouldn't mind having The Rock as a main event for their pay per view, right? So you have Rock and Roman fucking go at it at the Elimination Chamber. Now, I think the problem is, so I'm gonna go back to the Royal Rumble real quick. We're gonna have like Randy Orton, LA Knight, and AJ Styles. We're gonna have them go at it. I think we're gonna have Randy almost cash in on the title, right? Almost win. But then, of course, the bloodline interference happened. Well, not bloodline interference. So you have during the Fatal 4-Way match. I know I already went to Elimination Chamber. I'm bouncing around already. But during the Fatal 4-Way match, you have Solo come down, right? And fuck, shit. Hold on, I'm losing my train of thought. God damn
The
it.
Rock comes out and kicks his ass.
I was gonna say more so. Uh, he doesn't do anything. You know. Actually, no. Fuck. Shit. Hold on. I'm losing my own fucking storyline. Anyway. Okay. I'm just gonna go back to it. Actually, yeah. I'm gonna go right to it. Back to what I said before. Forget anything that I said about the Fatal 4-Way match. That's done. Roman Reigns entertained, right? Elimination Chamber happens. And it looks like The Rock's about to key in on Roman Reigns' title. He's about to win, right? He hits a rock bottom or people's elbow, something. Then you have Solo and Jimmy come down, right? At the Elimination Chamber. I'm not even talking Royal Rumble no more. Now, you know Solo's whole thing is that he's a grunt, right? He does the dirty work for Roman, and he was sent by the elders to protect Roman.
Yeah, that's something that I was thinking about too, because he was sent by the elders, and The Rock is an elder.
So here's what I'm thinking.
So
Oh wait, sorry.
so I was so if he's sent by the elders, would he attack an elder to protect Roman still?
And I think that's going to be the complete fucking Solo's gonna stand there about to go and help Roman Reigns, and then all of a sudden he's gonna be like, wait a minute, holy shit, this is my elder right here. What the fuck? And he's not gonna do anything. Like he's not gonna interfere, he's not gonna Samoan spike anything. He's gonna kinda just stand there in like relative shock in a way, kinda like he doesn't know what to do. Like for once Solo doesn't know what to fucking do, right? And then Roman's gonna get up, he's gonna like Rock's gonna look at him and Rock's gonna be like, "What are you gonna come and attack me? I'm your elder." Shit like that. And then it's gonna distract Rock a little bit. Enough time for Roman to get up, right? Roman's
Get him
gonna
with a
get
spear.
up and he's gonna finish the match. Unfortunately, we're gonna see Rock go down for the 3 count, right? But now next night on Raw after Elimination Chamber, right? Roman Reigns is now all sorts of pissed off at Solo for not helping him, right?
On Raw?
On the next day after Elimination Chamber. Okay, I feel as though I've caused a divide. Okay.
No, you said Raw and then the next day. That's a Monday or a Sunday. Do you mean the next SmackDown?
Ah, shit, bro. Yeah. Not
Okay.
okay. SmackDown. Following SmackDown, Roman's gonna be all pissed off at Solo Sikoa for not helping him at Elimination Chamber, right? He's gonna start like kind of doing what he did to Jey Uso, kind of bullying him a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
And then this is gonna, you see, Solo is not the same as Mister Roman Reigns. Now, here's the thing. Even though I think The Rock sticks around till WrestleMania. If I'm honest, I think he actually will have a part in like the end of the storyline, right? So
Mhm.
Roman and Solo are gonna be all sorts of at each other's fucking throats, right? You're gonna have Rock come out, right? Rock later on in the night probably, or you have like some kind of backstage segment with them. Now we're gonna have some beef going on between Rock and Solo, right? Because The Rock is offended by the fact that he even considered walking down and almost hitting him. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And fucking, this is gonna start setting up another WrestleMania match between The Rock and Solo Sikoa. Uh, you know, so Roman's gonna have his own problems, and I think Cody might go on to win the Elimination Chamber and get to Roman somehow, right?
Mhm.
Get to Roman somehow, and when he does that, uh, it's gonna be going into WrestleMania like the month of March. It's going to be like a gigantic like tension building type deal, right? You're gonna have The Rock and Solo having some beef. You're gonna have Roman having beef with Solo. You're gonna have Roman having beef with Cody, and it's just gonna be a bunch of tension going on, you know. So I think Solo's gonna slowly start to more focus on The Rock and whatnot, trying to claim that he's still loyal to the tribal chief. This is gonna set up a match between the two of them, right? And we're gonna have this whole build up, this tension on two sides for Roman between his own family and then of course his upcoming challenger, the guy that almost beat him, Cody Rhodes, right? Going into WrestleMania. And then of course we gotta revitalize Jay and Jimmy somehow, right? Which that's easy to do. So I think you have Jay and Jimmy uh have their match at WrestleMania. I think that's gonna go down, right?
Theirs would definitely be tribal combat.
Yeah, there's definitely gonna be tribal combat between the two of them, right? So here's what I'm thinking: co-main event to Roman and Cody 2, right? We're gonna have that be the Rock and Solo Sikoa, right? Rock beats Solo. Just gonna say it like that. I think Jay beats Jimmy in their match, so that's gonna be the end of Jimmy. I think Jimmy goes away for a bit after that. And then we have Rock and Solo. Rock beats Solo. At the end of the match, uh, you see Solo get up. It looks like he's about to be like a sore loser and go after the Rock, right? Nah, instead he gets on one knee and takes orders from only The Rock, right? Completely taking the power away from Roman, and Roman walks out alone against Cody Rhodes, right? And maybe Paul Heyman, but I'm not sure. But have Roman walk out alone. No Solo, no one. Just Roman, right? Roman's going in as the lone wolf. He's the champion. Cody comes out first, then it's gonna be Roman. Champ's gonna come out last like usual. They're gonna have a match. And it's gonna look a lot. It's gonna be a crazy match. Obviously, not Rock and Roman. Cody and Roman's gonna be a good match. They had a classic their first time. They'll have another fucking classic in their rematch, right? Solo comes out, right, having just lost to The Rock, and it's gonna look like kind of how, almost kind of how like last year ended, right? Like that maybe The Rock gave the order for Solo to go out and help Roman, which I don't think that happens, but you're gonna have Solo come out, and it's gonna look like he's gonna go in there and like do what he did last year, preventing Cody from winning. Like Cody's gonna have him held in like a crossroads. Solo's gonna be out there, thumb out like this, about to spike somebody. He's gonna grab
Say Spice
Cody.
Roman.
No, yeah, Solo spikes Roman
Okay.
instead. He's gonna grab Cody, and it's gonna look like he's gonna spike Cody. And instead, he spikes Roman. Cody's gonna stand there like, what the fuck, right? And then obviously now he's gonna take the count. He's gonna go down, and then he pins him, and then you get Cody, new champion. Cody beats Roman. Solo now takes orders from The Rock, and then you'll have The Rock come out afterwards when Cody wins, raise Cody's hand up, and then reclaim control of the bloodline. Roman goes away. Solo does his own thing. Rock goes back to Hollywood.
See, the only thing I don't like about that is Cody not winning clean.
Mm. Well, maybe I'm not.
I I I think if Solo does something to Roman, it's Solo preventing Roman from doing something dirty.
Yeah, that's just what I had in mind. But something along the lines of it's gonna look like Solo's gonna help Roman again, but then he ends up going against Roman, right? But yeah, Cody will probably still. Yeah, maybe it won't be a spike to Roman, and then Cody takes the pin after that. Maybe he'll like.
Or maybe even a spike to Roman after the match ends.
Yeah,
Maybe it comes up like he's gonna spike the new champion, and then he just picks up Roman instead and spikes him back down.
and Rock comes back out and probably just raises Cody's hand. The Bloodline storyline bookend right there. That's ideal for me. Does it happen? There's a likelihood that it will, but that's what Steven's little brain has been coming up with lately.
We're both coming up with fuck shit now.
Yep. So anyway, guys, that's the predictions and my fucking whacked out bookend to the Bloodline storyline. So another quick thing. So as you guys know, Gavin is going to be present at the Royal Rumble, right? I have given, I've given. He kind of took it upon himself. Uh, Gavin's going to record his reactions to all the matches at the event. He's going to kind of vlog his trip to Florida. You know, he's gonna send me some clips, and I'm gonna upload them, much like I did with the past UFC pay-per-view. If you guys looked, I posted a shit ton of TikToks after every single fight on the main card. Same kind of thing's gonna happen here, except Gavin's gonna be at the event. I'm gonna be home. I'm gonna give our own separate reactions. I'm gonna try to mush Gavin's vlog all into one little video that I'm gonna post on here, just to document Gavin's trip to the Rumble, and give you guys a new thing to watch.
New front row access perspective. Except I don't have front row access because I'm not rich.
That's okay, but yeah. So Gavin's gonna document his trip, and then I'm gonna upload his clips into one big conglomerate fucking upload for you guys to see, and I'll do a big vlog for my WrestleMania trip as well. So it's gonna be a good time, Gavin. I hope they put on a fucking phenomenal show for you. Honestly,
Dude, I will be ecstatic if either my Rumble or possible r- fatal four-way prediction is right while I'm there.
that would be fucking
I will
nuts.
be going fucking nuts. If we get two winners in Cody and CM Punk, I'll go fucking nuts because I fucking predicted that shit. If we get Randy Orton winning that shit, I'm going fucking nuts. I mean, Logan Paul, let's be real, that one's like the only obvious match on the card
Yeah,
because Logan Paul's not losing his first defense.
no.
The women's match, I won't go. I like be pretty psyched if one of my favorites gets that win. But my other two predictions are almost like tinfoil hat predictions, so I will go absolutely nuts if they come true.
So is my bookend to the Bloodline storyline. We've both been speculating up in our brains. So anyway, guys,
Triple H hires. Let us cook.
let us cook, man. I promise we'll help. But anyway, guys, that'll do it. So go and follow us all on our social medias. It's Front Row Access in some form. We're on Instagram. We are on Twitter. We're on or X, whatever the fuck it's called. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram, and of course here on YouTube. Also, this podcast is going to be out on Spotify, and of course, guys, thank you for we are on TikTok as well. That's where we're gonna upload a bunch of different clips. So if you guys don't want to sit through a whole podcast, we'll just give you some of our most important points. And so yeah, thank you guys for watching and sticking around with us. I know I went on a big tangent twice in this episode, so I'm hoping it wasn't too long for you. And of course, thank you all for the support. Leave a like, give a comment. I promise I'm gonna reply. And thank you guys for watching. And deuces, deuces.
Ooh,